And welcome to Local Edition on Time Warner Cable. I'm Steve Swat with the Sacramento Report, and my guest this segment is Senate Republican leader Bob Huff. Thanks for being back with us.
Good to be with you, Steve.
Let's talk about a subject that really hasn't come up statewide recently. It's been kind of quiet, but we're expecting some sort of fireworks ahead, and that's pension reform. One of the co-chairs of the special legislative committee that is looking into actually the governor's pension proposal has said there will be something coming out of that committee. It will be substantial for the members to vote on. What are you looking for?
Well, I actually authored the governor's proposal also, and there's been no hearing of my bill. We've heard different things. At the beginning of the year, Senator Steinberg was saying we would have pension reform by the time of the budget. Now he's saying there will be pension reform by the end of the session. So clearly it's not now, it's sometime in the future, and my guess is it could even get put off sometime after that. But I believe the Democrats think that if we can solve some of our own problems, they're more likely to get their taxes passed, which will help the budget in the fall.
It is interesting, and you just alluded to the fact that you do support the governor's very stringent 12-point pension plan.
Absolutely. It was somewhat an outgrowth of our negotiating with the governor last year. When I say our, I mean the GOP 5. We were working with the governor on several reforms. That was the one we got early agreement on. He put in the language in early February, and we put it into the legal language necessary to pass it.
Would you agree that the election results in early June, where you had strong pension measures passed in the cities of San Diego and San Jose, put added pressure on the Democrats in the legislature to get something out?
Absolutely. I mean, the people have been wanting this for a couple of years as they've become aware of the magnitude of the problem. Our public pensions in California are anywhere between $100 to $500 billion underfunded over the next 20 years. You got to look at them in actuarial years, but nevertheless, it's unsustainable. So it's been polling off the charts, which reflects what we've been seeing in the districts, and that just cemented it that two different states, you certainly can't say, or two different cities, you can't say San Jose is a conservative city. It's a very Democrat city, and yet they voted for the reforms, as did San Diego.
And yet a statewide effort to get a measure on the ballot didn't make it, and that's because of some infighting, I guess, among the pension reformers, and also lack of funds.
Yeah, funding is a huge thing. I mean, who's the constituency that's going to go out and pay for the? It's not a sexy issue. It's an important issue. It's a very expensive issue, but it's not like you have a business out there that's going to go out, or a group of businesses going to go out and fund it. It's just not there, and it takes not only several $1 million to get these qualified, then it's 10 to 20 to 30, depending on how much is spent against it to get these things passed.
Organized labor would tell you that over the last several years, in 240, I believe, local jurisdictions throughout the state, up and down, there have been give-backs in terms of pensions, increased contributions, all sorts of changes for the good on these on local pensions, and they've been done through collective bargaining, and that's the way we should do this instead of sort of a meat axe approach. What's your response to that?
Well, collective bargaining always has a role in it. I think that when you have the very powerful unions, and the public unions are the most powerful entity, frankly, in the state, when you look at political power, they're going to be a lot slower to do things than if the public has a say in it. That's why the initiative process would probably be a more cleaner and swifter process to get to where we need to go, and probably more far-reaching.
But they have moved.
They have moved, but it's been very incremental. We still remain $100 to $500 billion underfunded, even with these changes.
All right. Well, we're just about out of time. I mean, any idea where this is headed, what we're going to end up with?
I think you're going to see reform. I think it'll be weaker than what we would like. It will certainly be better than where we are now.
All right. Senate Republican leader Bob Huff, thanks for coming by talking about pension issues, very important.
Good to be here.
And thanks to our viewers for watching Local Edition on Time Warner Cable. A reminder, you can see this interview and others on YouTube and also on My Government on Demand. I'm Steve Swat. Have a great day.